About a week ago, Hello Neighbor Games posted this on Twitter. What's your favorite art style from throughout the history of the Hello Neighbor games? Well, they seem to be very invested in finding out what the community's favorite Hello Neighbor art style is, because yesterday they posted a full survey about it. This survey contains all of the art styles from the Hello Neighbor franchise, so today I thought it would be fun to go through it and rate all of them. This is actually something that I've been wanting to share my opinion on for a while, because the Hello Neighbor franchise has gone through many different phases and many different art styles. Some good and some not so good. Hey everyone, in order to continue to develop, evolve, and improve the Hello Neighbor franchise, we're calling upon you all to share your opinion on the art styles seen throughout the series. If you're unfamiliar with the art style or have not played any of the featured games, please take into account the screenshots and trailers featured in each section and rate it accordingly. Thank you for all your help here, tinyBuild. Starting out the art style survey, we have Hello Neighbor. Now based on the screenshots and trailers shown here, this appears to be the full release of the original Hello Neighbor. I wonder if they're including Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek with this, because it is exactly the same art style. I believe all of the models are identical. Anyway, we're going to look at both of those games as one art style. This is actually a really interesting one. I believe the community is actually pretty divided on this one. Now, although a lot of people would say that compared to the pre-alpha and alpha 1 art style, this looks bad, I'm not so sure. Hello Neighbor and Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek are what I think of when I think of the Hello Neighbor franchise. Those were the good old days back in 2018. The only two Hello Neighbor games, and they perfectly fit together. And overall, I like this art style. It's pretty cartoony, but it's still cool. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 7 out of 10. The Hello Neighbor 2 alphas. Now, if you're not a Hello Neighbor fan, you'll be surprised to find out that the Hello Neighbor 2 alphas are very, very different in style to the full release of Hello Neighbor 2. And by Hello Neighbor 2 alphas, and I believe this is what the survey means as well, we're talking about Hello Neighbor 2 Alpha 1 and Hello Neighbor 2 Alpha 1.5, as well as Hello Guest. Those three games are very, very, very good Hello Neighbor games. I recently replayed through Hello Neighbor Alpha 1.5 off camera just because of the spooky Halloween vibes, and the art style, while being cartoony, is also different from Hello Neighbor. It's more nightmarish, everything looks more spooky. I think we might have to go ahead and give this a 9 out of 10. That might be the highest rating that any of these get. From art style to game design to storyline, those three games are so good. Okay, Hello Neighbor 2. Now, Hello Neighbor 2 has a very, very polished look to it. I think that just in terms of graphics, this is the best that a Hello Neighbor game has looked, and everything about the art style feels very finished. Again, it has that same cartoony look, but it is just so different from the original Hello Neighbor, and also so different from the Hello Neighbor 2 alphas. I do like this art style, and this new polished look is really the future of this Hello Neighbor franchise. My problem with it is that it just didn't have that Hello Neighbor quality to it, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a 6 because it does look very good. Hello Engineer. Now, if we were talking about the full game, this game would be getting a 1 out of 10 because it's not good. This is the worst game in the Hello Neighbor franchise. But we are talking about art style here, and the art style kind of reminds me of the Hello Neighbor 2 alphas, specifically Hello Guest, although even the art style is kind of overshadowed by just how weird this game is. I never even played this game. I played the demo maybe, I want to say a year ago when it first came out, and then when the full game released, I didn't even buy it because of how little I enjoyed the demo. I could be being a little bit harsh on it. Maybe I should try the full game. Anyway, this art style is getting a 5. It's not bad, but it's definitely not the best of the Hello Neighbor franchise. Oh no, Hello Neighbor VR Search and Rescue. It doesn't really look like a Hello Neighbor game. All the characters look strange. The neighbor is the weirdest that we've ever seen him, but it is a VR game, and it is mostly made by a separate developer. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and give it a 7. It looks weird, but it's not really considered part of the Hello Neighbor series, so it can kind of get away with that. Wait, that's the end? There's at least 3 other art styles that I can think of in the Hello Neighbor franchise. Like, they talked about the Hello Neighbor 2 alphas, but what about the Hello Neighbor 1 alphas? And I'm talking about the first part of the Hello Neighbor 1 alphas, pre-alpha and alpha 1, which looks completely different from the full release. This is my favorite version of the Hello Neighbor art style. Obviously, there's not much there gameplay or storyline wise, but I genuinely wish they would have kept this art style going into the full release of Hello Neighbor. The next one I could think of is Hello Neighbor Alpha 2. This is where they went in completely a different direction from the pre-alpha and alpha 1. They made it super cartoony, which I know a lot of people like, but it's definitely one of my least favorite looks in the Hello Neighbor franchise. I would be giving that probably a 4 out of 10. Of course, you've also got Secret Neighbor, but I would group that in with Hello Neighbor 2 because they've just done a revamp of the graphics and art style to make it look more like Hello Neighbor 2. The last one I can think of, which is a game that actually released today, Hello Neighbor Diaries, the mobile exclusive. I actually haven't played this game yet. I'm hoping to get a video out about it later this week if I have time. I don't know how long it is, but the art style looks very, very similar to Hello Neighbor and Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek. Obviously, it's slightly lower quality because it's a mobile game, but based on what I've seen of it, I would give it a 5. Anyway, that is all of my ratings of the Hello Neighbor art style. My favorites would be the Hello Hello Neighbor 1 alphas and the Hello Neighbor 2 alphas. They both had a similar, scarier quality to them that I think should be brought to the Hello Neighbor games in future, and I'm really excited to see what tinyBuild does with future Hello Neighbor games after this survey. It does say that this was to develop, evolve, and improve the Hello Neighbor franchise. One thing that I would love to see is for tinyBuild to go in multiple directions for the future of Hello Neighbor. They've already begun to do that with the new lore of Hello Neighbor 2 and Hello Neighbor Welcome to Ravenbrooks taking the story one way, and then with the comeback of the old lore with Hello Neighbor Diaries being part of a separate storyline. Imagine if they would do more with that, like giving us a full version of the original Hello Neighbor alphas or a full version of the Hello Neighbor 2 alphas. I think it would be so cool to see how those games would have turned out had they continued development with them. Comment your opinion down below, and of course if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm DJ McGones. I'll see you all next time.